Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new game that I'd like to play on the channel here. Railroads Online. It's a niche, semi-niche, 1800s, 1800s now American narrow gauge game. We have 4 maps to pick from. I think for the purpose of this, where should we go? You know, we might as well go for a big map. We're going to Meas Plains. We're not going to do pre-laid because we're going to build the tracks ourselves, aren't we? Realistic physics. We've got easy for this, we've got medium there, and I would want to auto couple. Kind of boring. I want to do some stuff ourselves. This game is relatively simple once you understand it. I think, at least I'd like to say it's simple-ish. Oh yes, you get to pick now. It's been a while since I played this. So, Montezuma, Little Betsy, or Shay. I think we go with Montezuma. We're in a plains, Mesa Plains map. Relatively flat. I don't think we need the pulling power. I think we more want the speed of a class 25 Montezuma. So, first things first, where's our easiest industry to hook up to? Or where's our industry we should hook up to, which is probably this over here. The logging camp, I believe, is probably where we want to go first. Logging camp, back to here, and then at some point we branch out to the sawmill, I believe is probably our best bet. So we want to build in this direction. This Montezuma here is facing the wrong way, but that's fine. We don't really need to worry about that for just now. We want to take some rail, some regular rail, some low banking. We snap it to there. Doesn't seem like it's going to connect. Can I demolish? This last little bit doesn't look straight very much, but I'm going to assume it is because, well, it's the starting chunk, so hopefully it is. There you go. Now we've snapped nicely. I want to straight track this as much as we can. So take it onto circle, onto precise mode. If we run it this way, I mean, we don't really need to bend. Just do a nice long straight piece of track. Probably don't really want to do too much of this long track. For that reason as well, I forgot that happens. If we go to 180 to start with, gonna want to double track this because why not? Might get some viewers in on the series as well later on. So we double track it here. Then we can run it back this way. We're gonna want to double up anyways for a nice little one-way flowing loop, no matter where we're going. So we run it back like this. We run it probably to the other side of the sell point because this nice little depot here thing is where you sell all your goods. Whichever one it is, you get various prices. Just chuck on, get rid of this. Don't need this. It won't let me demolish. No, it would help if I changed. If I changed what we're demolishing, wouldn't it? Yeah, just a little bit. If we take another set of crossovers, we can then pop one there, pop one there. We want to stop flying. Don't mean to do that. Take some more track. Run it like this. Turn it off of precise mode. So that way I can just clip it straight in. No? Okay. Just put back on the precise. And there you go. Run it like this. You've got nice 2 parallel lines that are running up that way for now. We're going to want to get rid of that rock. Yes, for some reason it acts like it's a tree, but it's not. We are going to take a... What do we want to do here? I think we want to do a loop of some sort. But how do we want to do this? Do we want to loop it like that? Or do we loop it so it comes on this side of the platform? Because the seed bags are on that side of the platform. We're going to need it over here anyways. We're going to need these seed bags at some point. Because those seed bags are used... Where are they used? Here at the wheat farm. You pick up some seed bags, you take them over to the wheat farm. You get grain and hay bales, which you take to the cattle farm. You then get cattle, which would then go down here to the meat packing plant. But you also need coal, which we bring from up here, but that's not important right now. You take these meat, and then I think that's the last step. of the cattle industry, yeah, and then you'd sell it down here, or you'd sell it over here. Right now, we'll leave it to the basics. We're going to go just get some logs for now, because that's the only kind of cars we have as well. Do we have any extra money? We do. We have 2,000. Do we get rid of these cars? And let's have a look. What else? Can we get any bigger ones for right now? Or are we locked out of those? We're not. Could go get some of these. Some of these nice big bulky 3-foot. Some of these nice big ones. I think we get the big ones. So I think we're going to come over here and get rid of those. And we'll come back to that once we've actually linked up the track. There's no point doing that right now. So we're going to take back to tracks. This, we're in precise mode. We're going to want to decrease the radius. I think with a train this small, it's probably 80. Yeah, I think we can do 50 actually. Do a 50-meter radius. Go to 25 in this direction. 50-meter radius, so we do a 45-degree bend this way. Then we want to go back the other direction to a 50. Then we want to try and do a full loop. Oh, I think we got stuck. What are we getting stuck with? Stuck at 90? Go to about there. Let's be fine. Then we'd keep looping around. I feel like this could be way too big of a loop to join back to that better track, even though I'm still doing a 50-meter radius. Yeah, it will be. Okay. Rework. Redo this, because that's not worked the way I thought it would. Maybe we need to do a little bit bigger of a turnaround. Or we do this the simple way. Actually, we should probably, yeah, we can just do this the simple way for right now. Which will be take left switch, like this. Might as well take a right switch as well. So that way keep the main line going. We're going to do a left switch. No, we're going to do a right switch or switch down on the left, like this. We're going to run these two tracks together. Make this straight again. There you go. Make this nice and straight. I'm going to bring this out for, what, 100 meters? 120 actually on this. For about 120. There you go, 120 meters. We're going to take another right switch. We're going to cycle through. I think we want this connection. Yeah, we want this one. Then we want left switch with the switch down on the right. We want to go back to this connection. Do it like this. No, that was the help button. That was the help button. Don't need any help. We can work this out for ourselves, can't we? I'm pretty sure we're capable of doing that. We run this piece of track through to here. We create something like a bowyard. It's a single piece of rip track for now, but that's fine. We're going to then take both of these. So I want to probably cut down that cactus, take away that bush. Come out somewhere in the middle-ish. Get the lantern out. No, the lantern's not really helpful. Flying might actually be helpful for this. I want to go somewhere in the middle, about here, I think, would be central-ish. Go back to walking. Probably walk a bit further back. We take a three-way switch to make this more even. Like this. We take one piece of track like this. We're going to connect it to this switch. We're going to take another piece of track, connect it to the switch over to our left. This might be a bit of a tight curve. Should be alright for one loco. Because this will just be a turnaround and be a turntable and a warehouse shed here. Warehouse shed? Locomotive shed. Just there. So this should be fine. I don't think this was central at all. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we have to redo it. No, you know what, actually I think that is relatively good. Could even possibly run a bridge. off the middle and go somewhere over that way for some reason. But we'll come to that later if we decide we want to do that. For now, we want a turntable. We get big nice turntable 3 because why not? And then we want to go to facilities, I think. Yes, engine sheds. We want one of these. Nice 4 stall. I think it wants to go something like that. Then we get another one. And we rotate it to be something like this. I think we're going to have to rotate it a little bit more incrementally actually. Something like this should work. We demolish this and redo this actually. There you go. We demolish that and redo that. Get another production, another engines, another production, another facility, get another engine shed. We want to rotate it back this way, rotate it back again by 1. Because you want to make sure we're doing nice small increments. Trying to move the camera a little bit. I want to try and leave enough gap so I can run a straight track down the middle. So something like this maybe? I think that would be where I want to go. No, I don't want help. There you go. Oop, wrong button. There you go. Then if I was to run a precise piece of track just out like this, I don't know if that would actually work. I also think that's way too high. These are both way too high for this turntable. Maybe I need to do this differently. Maybe we get rid of the turntable for a second. Get rid of this piece of track. Get rid of these for right now. We're going to walk again. We want to take 3-way switch like this. No, we don't. No, we don't. I do want a turntable here. No matter what, I need a turntable here. Because the whole point of this is turntable. I want to be able to put down one of these engine sheds and like snap it onto turntable. Don't know if you can do that in this game or not though. I don't know if it will snap to the turntable. It doesn't look like it will. Ooh. Doesn't appear like it will snap to the turntable, and I can't get it to go up or down any more than it already is. Which means I'd have to run the track up from the turntable, so maybe we leave that for something else. But for now we have the basic elements of running in. We'd run train in, bring it in on this line, loco would go this way, get turned on the turntable, come back, hook back up and go back out. So I think we are in a decent position for now. Annoyingly, it's the middle of the night. I can't remember, I think there's a day-night cycle you can turn off in this game. Weather, leave it on clear skies. And time of day, we want it to stay at about midday and turn the cycle off. There you go. Forgot that was an option. Want to add the link. Are you nice and... You are nice and warm. We haven't got a water tower there. That is one thing. We have not got a water tower on this anywhere. We're going to keep this American style. So we're going to do right-hand drive for when we get the one-way system going. We are going to do a nice... We just do a regular water tower. Summit River. Nice little water towers. No, we'll go with a nice big DNRG. Why not do a big nice DNRG water tower? Gotta make sure this actually reaches the track though. Make sure this actually is capable of filling the loco. Hopefully that's way too close. That is way too close. Maybe I go with the smaller ones because I know one of the smaller ones. One of these. Where's the thing? There it is. Yeah, one of these might be better off actually. Place it to about there. Now this little thing here should be able to swing up far enough. No, that doesn't look like it's far enough. This is the finicky part of this game. You have to make sure you get things in the right place. especially things like water towers, because otherwise you will not be able to fill up the train. Actually, we'll go grey. How long of a pipe does that look like? Maybe middle of the track? That looks long enough, yeah. Okay, there you go. So we want to go back to walking. So now we use Q and A for your regulator. You use E and D for your brakes. And use W and S for your... I can't think of the word. For your regulator. So we want to set reverse to full. Want to pull forwards a little bit, so give it a little bit of reg. We want to release the handbrake on the tender. Make sure these switches are set the right way. Yep, they are. Good. We have got plenty of steam pressure. 113 psi, I think. Give a nice little whistle as we leave. We're already going to the turntable to turn around, but still give her a nice little whistle. Why not? Put on the side of the cocks, but I don't think they're going to do anything. Turn the bell on. Can turn that light on, but we're not doing nighttime at the moment, so don't need to worry about that. And I have run into the first issue that I wasn't thinking about, is that these three-way switches aren't auto-adjusting, which means that they don't auto. Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of the word right now. They don't move. They're not spring-loaded kind of things. Whereas the two-way switches will ping to whichever direction a loco is coming from. Those three-way switches will not. So yeah. Of course, a little bit of an issue for us, but I've just had to re-rail it. It's fine. Set the regulator to none. Pin the tender. Take the tender brake off. And then we're going to run it up to the end of the line. Let's go see what kind of speeds we get with this. Meas Plains Railway Montezuma. Actually, we might not want to pin the throttle through this corner because I think this corner is quite tight. Now we can pin it. See the speed from Montezuma. Bring the reverser back a little bit, see if we'll climb some speed a bit better. Up to 20. We drop the reg a bit more, do we get a bit more speed? No, I think 20 is where we're going to stay. 20 is good though for a train of this size. 20 is pretty good. Run it up to the end of the line at the moment. Maybe some brakes, a little bit more brakes, a little bit more. And we want to hold anywhere around here. Put the tender brake on just for safekeeping. And now we're going to run some more track. Run some more nice straight track. Make sure we're still going somewhat towards the lumber camp, which is over that way if I remember rightly. Oh yes, we got the dip in terrain, I forgot about that. We got us a nice dip in terrain. Dip? No, it's a little bit of an elevation. It's not a dip, it's going up. A little bit of a bump. But it's fine. We can work that out. Just a bump. Just got to go up probably 2% grade maybe? Hopefully it's not too much. Bring the train with us. Don't want to have to run all the way back here. Especially since I took the telephone box away. Telephone box? Telegram station. Would help if I took the tender brake off. Tender brake is very effective at slowing us down. There we go. Look at the speed build immediately when I took that tender brake off. Already almost up to 20 miles an hour. Throw the brakes back on. Now we're back up to where we were. Get rid of these crossovers because we've got some nice parallel track again. And then we're going to run not precise. Because we don't want this being precise anymore right now. We're going to run it to about here-ish. Yeah, there. I'm going to grab me another 90 crossover, go there and there. And then I'm going to see what this does if I run it back. Hopefully doesn't do anything weird. Should just connect nicely if everything's gone to plan. But I want to... Hey, the brakes aren't even on. Take those brakes off, give it some reg. Should be able to get up this hill, no problem at all. Seems like it has. Gets up this hill, not an issue. So it should be fine with empty cars of logs, or empty log cars. Coming downhill with full cars. As long as the brakes are good enough, it should be just fine. And now we can go back to running it straight. Run it nice and straight this way. Want to turn it back onto precise mode. Run it straight a bit more this way. We're gonna keep doing some nice straight lines just so we can keep some speed. Don't have to worry about slowing down in case of derailing. Go to 180. Then I'm gonna throw in a set of crossovers and run it again though. I'm not gonna stop and keep going back and forth. I'm gonna have to clear out all these bushes on the way back, because even the little tiny trees, like these little things here, will derail a train for some reason. Those little things will derail a train. Probably the most annoying part of this game. Those little trees that your train should be able to quite easily just run straight through will derail you. It's one thing to keep an eye out for. Oh damn, I've gone way past 180. We'll do 200 this time then. If I can get, there you go, 200 bang on. Grab some more crossovers. We'll double check where we are on the map. We have not made it as far as I thought we had. Got this rock here, which is that rock. And then the lumber camp is in front of us, just there. So we are on decent track to getting there. Hopefully, all goes well. Once we get the Montezuma over here, buy some train cars, load up some logs, we can make our first bit of money in this save. And hopefully if you guys are going to enjoy this series, we can see some more of it. We can expand, do some more, build some more things, maybe even do more than just the basics, maybe do some decorative stuff. If you guys would be interested in seeing that, maybe make a little village with a train running down the middle. Because who doesn't love a train running down the middle of the street? It's the 1890s. Kind of normal. I get the feeling that bump is going to be annoying to deal with on the way back. But that should be fine, hopefully. Either that or I do something like a 10 meter just to avoid it. No. We go to 200 here. Okay, 201, 200.1, because I'm not sitting here and fiddling with it all day. We're going to leave those there for now. Come back to that in a minute. I'm going to set up the lumberyard loops and stuff first and then connect it to that. Because you want to be able to load efficiently and not have to deal with trying to wiggle back and forth. So how is this one set up? Cordwood, big pile of logs. Yeah, this one's set up a lot nicer than the one on the original map. You load cordwood from this side, you load logs on this side. You just run two tracks, join them back together and run them back out. That's nice. Okay. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to put down a 45 crossover. Try and get this lined up with the platform. See if I can get some nice straight track going. As long as it's straight enough that it doesn't run into the platform, it's fine. I need to not run into any platforms, I need to not run into any buildings. Should be alright with that. That looks nice and straight. Doesn't look like it's too wonky. So that should be just fine. Now something I did notice, which I probably should have paid attention to the first time, or looked for the first time, is I can link to the platforms and do something like that, rather than what I was doing. Should have looked for that first. rather than doing what I did. But oh well, I did it now. Too late to go back and change that. Well, it isn't, but the bit of track that I built works just fine. So what's the need to change it? Now I want to make sure I'm not creating too steep of a turn. Oh yeah, this is a lot. Yeah, I forgot about that. These switches aren't as steep as I remember them being. So I want to do a switch more like over here, I think. Would probably be a good distance to do this from. So we want to get rid of that. Pretty sure I built this in 2 segments. Yep, I did. Good. So we're going to take the outside track here. Take that one. Put it into free place mode. We're going to connect it onto the track that we put onto the log side of the platform. And click, connect it in there. Nice and simple. We're going to start taking out trees and bushes. All these little things. Yep, that's gone. We'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of that little bush, that tree, that bush, that bush. That little tree, that little bush. All these things can possibly derail the loco. As annoying as that is. It is the ugly truth. We'll bring that to there, and we're going to run another section from here into the cordwood platform. And then we're going to uproot anything that I need to get out of the way so the train doesn't derail. Pop it into there. Snaps on quite nicely. Get rid of that bush, get rid of that bush, get rid of that tree, get rid of this bush, get rid of that tree, get rid of that bush. I think that's everything. Doesn't look like there's anything else in the track. Aha. Oh, there's a little rock there. Be wary of those little things. Because they will already screw you up. Like that little thing. That little bush there can derail an entire train. Little bush can derail an entire train. Stupid. But the way the game works. Now we double check this bit of track. Anything doesn't appear like there's anything here. Yeah, let's do some weeding for this guy. I don't think he appreciates a rock and a tree and being on his Porsche. His Porsche? On his porch. Damn. I'm not able to speak very well apparently. Do some more weeding over here, get rid of that big bush, get rid of that rock that somehow did a kickflip. Get rid of that one. Now somewhere out here we want to do the switch for inbound. Which will be probably around here-ish. So we'll go there. I feel like I wanted to come out further actually, because that going to that platform will have probably quite a steep angle, but we'll have a look. Have a look at that once I put it in. Can't be a judge just yet. I haven't connected them up. That is nice and smooth. You, on the other hand, are you going to work very well, or are you going to be a pen butt? Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a pain. Click it into that. Weaves out, weaves back in. That's, that works. That works quite well. And then we're going to run this truck off in this direction. So that way it can connect back up to the main line that's coming in. Weave it this way and then weave it back. And that will be the inbound line, completely done. But then I just need to connect up the outbound. We have all points of the lumber mill connected. Or the logging camp, sorry. I've just got to work out how to get this to turn around and come back. And I'm going to get rid of these crossing. No, I'm not yet. Because I need to still put in the track goes that way. So we're not going to get rid of them just yet because I need somewhere to snap this to. Gonna run this in a bunch of free placements, I think. No, actually we can run this bit straight. Just gotta make sure we avoid this hill here. And then gonna have to curve it somehow, so that way it links up to that part of the lumber mill, or the outbound side of the lumber mill, without lumber mill. Why do I keep saying that? Logging camp. You took it up to the outbound side of the logging camp in a way that it's not going to cause any issues, such as not being able to turn without derailing the entire train when it's full and heavy. Bring this out by another 100 meters, and then we're going to go back to free place. We're going to check the map. I reckon that is a corner that I can probably do with free place. So actually I'm going to bring this out a bit more, try and line it up with that bit of track, and then just free place the corner. Try and line it up. Where are we? About here, I think. Then we're going to turn free place off. We're going to turn free place on. We're going to turn precise mode off. And we're going to bend this whole thing in free place. I have no idea where the track actually is, so hopefully it doesn't give me some sharp angle. That is a really sharp angle. Not doing that. So we're going to take this, we're going to go precise mode. We're going to bend it for 100 meter radius, I think. Probably worthwhile. Can reduce it if needed. Can't reduce it by too much. I think 70 is probably about as low as you can go before you start getting issues. Where does 70 take me? 70 seems like it's still going on the flat ground, so that's fine. Yeah, it will be. Good. Okay, so if we bend it to about there, if I take out this bit of track, and then take out this bit of track, which I'm pretty sure was the 100 meter section. Yeah, through the 100 meters, and then we did a bit random. Go back to free place, and then we hook this up, and that will be a completed loop to the logging camp. It will just be a case of looping back around at the freight depot. We've got to figure out a way to get this to loop around at the freight depot now, though. Is the one problem that I'm going to have. We've got to create a similar loop at the freight depot. So it's all well and dandy that I have a turnaround point on one side. We've got to get from one side to the other. So maybe I need some sort of like bridge over the tracks. The train can turn around at the freight depot. Or weed the tracks from them. Weed the tracks of anything not meant to be here. I think with all of that, you've gone, you're going. That little cactus can go. Don't know if that little branch there needs to go, but hopefully it will if it did. We'll get rid of that bush just in case, if I can get rid of this bush. Doesn't seem like I can. Okay, I guess we're not getting rid of that bush. Gonna keep running the track just to double check. Doesn't appear as if there's anything else that I really need to get rid of up to this section. It's just going back that way now. Can already see plenty of things that are probably going to derail the train. So for starters, we're going to get rid of this. Yep. Can't be gotten rid of. So best not derail the train. One rock, one bush, another rock, more trees, another rock. Doesn't appear to be anything on this part of the track. Then there's this tree. There's this nice collection of rocks. There's that little tree thing. Get rid of that little cactus. Get rid of this little tree that I somehow missed. Don't actually know if I did miss it, but always good to double check anyways. Maybe get rid of that big rock because I don't trust it. Get rid of this bush. Nope, I'm going to get rid of that cactus. Get rid of this bush. No. And now for the most important job, is running these tracks back to the freight depot. Well, mostly running this side back to the freight depot. Naturally. The other side is already making it to the freight depot. Also then got to weed out. Literally got to weed the track that I built, the logging camp as well. Actually have to do some weeding. Please don't swallow the tracks. You know what, that looks good enough. I think it's good enough. But it shouldn't cause any issues. Run this up to this crossing. Go back and weed for any trees, rocks, boulders, bushes, cactuses, whatever that plant is. All that little rock, that big bush. Make sure we're constantly double checking that we get everything, because if we don't get everything then train will derail, and we've got to re-rail it, and that will be a nightmare. You know, that looks alright. This bit of sand here, that looks fine. Love the music to this game though. Background music is pretty good. Then we run another bit of track here, link those two, and run a new bit of track from here to the next set of crossovers, and then we do the same thing again. Come back, we weed. Once we get back to the loco, I will spawn in some, or I'll buy some train cars, which will spawn next to us. And then I will go load them up with some logs. And the last thing for this episode will be doing our first delivery of logs to the freight depot. Which probably means I'm going to have to build some sort of turnaround, which will work for this episode. And then if you guys enjoy the series enough, we'll come back for another episode and we will work on a better turnaround. Some sort of bridge-esque thing which will take this track. You'll be able to come off this track, go out, go over the tracks, come back and join onto this track. That's the idea I have for a better crossover than we have right now, which currently doesn't exist. So anything's better than nothing. I don't remember if when you re-rail something, if the cargo gets deleted, so that might be our answer for today. I'm not entirely sure, actually. But we'll find that out later when I go to re-rail the first car and then all the logs disappear. And then it turns out that we're not actually going to sell anything this episode because, well, I have to do that whole project of making a turnaround, which will probably be a whole episode worth of work in itself, because building in this game can be, I wouldn't say tedious, but it can take some time to get it to be just right, because you can't have it too steep, otherwise trains won't be able to get over it. You can't have it too, well, you can have it too long. There's no such thing as too long, but you don't want to take up too much space, especially around the freight yard, because a lot of stuff moves around the freight yard, going back and forth between different areas. I'm going to just get rid of those cactuses. I don't trust any of those, especially that big one. Things don't fall on the track in this game, but I get the feeling that cactus would be too close and the hitbox would be on the tracks. Same with this little tree here, this one, but that hitbox would have been on the tracks. Keeping an eye out for anything that looks like it would be on the track. I'm not seeing anything. You, maybe. Doesn't look like there's anything on the tracks up here, which is a good thing. The less weeding I have to do, the better. So we're going to run back down to the train. And I think this will be our last segment before we buy some log cars and then actually start to go pick up some wood. So, nice long run. This is where you should put telegram offices down. Telegram offices, telegram boxes, can't remember. What are they called? Nope, that's locomotives. They are facilities. They are telegraph offices, not telegram. We're in the telegraph era, not the telegram era. Right, so for the last section, we're going to take away these two. Might as well get rid of that while I'm here. Place down some track. And then place down this bit of track to this crossing down here. Remove any rocks, trees, boulders. Massive cactuses. That is massive. Oh, nice. We're actually linked up back to the freight depot except for the turnaround. I forgot. I genuinely forgot I built this part of the track. I was expecting to have to come and build it on the way back, but no. I haven't been that lazy. I actually did build a double track out to part of this. Took me so long to do a lumber camp. I kind of forgot about that. Those two gone. That rock gone. Anything else? That little rock might do something. I think we're good. I'm saying this now. I'm saying I think, because you never know what little cactus might be hiding underneath the rails that I'm going to have to dig up, just so we don't end up derailing constantly. But for now, I think it's time we buy. Come scroll through here. Some 29-foot flat cars. We're going to customize them. We're going to make them. What color do we like? I think we go red. We'll buy as many of these as we can. We've got 2,000, so we could buy 6 of them. We're going to call them the WTGRR, All-Time Gamer Railroad. All-Time Gamer Railroad. There you go. And it spawns them over a very big distance. Was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be a little bit closer than that. Anytime I've done this previously, they've all spawned like right next to each other. Well, gotta go re-rail those. We can re-rail these behind the Montezuma. They are all spawned on the run track. Lovely. But that's fine, because I need to move them over anyways. So we're going to pin link there. That's number 3. Don't really care about the order, but at the same time, I guess it doesn't hurt to have them in the right order. This is number 2. So I'm assuming one of these will be a 1, and the rest will be 4, 5, and 6. I'm not sure which one will be 1, but one of them will be. So number 3, you're going to come down a bit further than that. You're going to come down to about here. Number 2 is going to go somewhere in the middle, about there. Where's number 1? You are blank. So maybe you're number 1 technically. Yeah, you're technically number 1. The blank one is technically number 1. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go blank. Then we're going to re-rail you. No, re-rail, not. We're not going to chop it down. We're going to re-rail it there. We're going to re-rail number 2 a little bit further back. Re-rail number 1 to be in the middle. There you go. So link there. Link, pin, take the brake off. Link, pin, and take the brake off. Jump to this one. This is number 3. No, this is number 2. Link, pin, take the brake off. Number 2. Yep. This is number 3. We're going to link and pin on the back. Then which one's 4? Which one's 5? I assume this will be 4. Yes, this is 4. Nice. So then number 4 can come back to up here somewhere. We take the brake off at number 3. Back it into number 4. That's where you've got a link and a pin. Then we put a link and a pin into there, and we take number 5. And we link and pin that one as well. And that is everything hooked up. 6 cars. They hold 8 logs each? 9 logs? I think it was 8. No, it's 6. It's 3 across the bottom, then 2, then 1, so it's 6. Don't need to link on the back of that. Take the brake off at number 4. I'm going to go hop into Montezuma. And then we're just going to back it up a little bit. Back all these cars into each other. Take the reverser. Did I put the... I don't think I put the brake on the tender. I didn't. We're just on like the perfect place to holding myself. We give it like 5% throttle. Get to pin that. Then we can pin that. Then we run back down here. I think most of these have already budged into each other. Yeah, they have. Just get ready to pin you, and then pin that, and then pin that one, and then finally pin you, undo the brake, and then we can run back up the train to Montezuma. And we can get going to the lumber camp. So go for the brakes on, cancel out the regulator, take the brakes off, and we're going to go full steam ahead. Now, while we're running up the line, I'm going to double check up at this end that, yep, the points need to be set correctly. Because we want to go into the log side, not the cordwood side. Got a nice and smooth flowing line though. Nice double track system. Get on our way. 6 cars are definitely going to be probably close to the max, maybe 8 in Montezuma, realistically. Montezuma's fast, but not exactly powerful. I'll go have a look, actually, at Montezuma. Yeah, 3,600 pounds. Was the second best of our options. I don't know why I can't unselect the logo that I click on now. But then if we go to Shay's like double the power of the Montezuma. The Montezuma, 120 psi. I think it goes about, it does about 20 miles an hour. This slightly slower, slightly weaker. This much slower, but much stronger. This I think does about 12. But it's designed for going uphill. Shay is very much, it's a, I can't remember what they're called, traction motor? Traction loco? They're designed for steep grades, so going up steep hills. Like it'd be designed for running like a line that goes like up, like this, on the side of this hill here. Whereas something like Montezuma like this is designed more for doing what we're doing right here. Nice, straight, flat. Where it can pick up a decent speed and not really have to worry about gradient. We're going to go and turn the... What's the sound effect down there? I think it's sound effect more turn down. Yeah, it's the sound effects. Turn it down a little bit. I want you guys to still be able to hear me over the sound of Montezuma. Give some good whistles. On our way to the locking camp. Start backing the regulator off. See if we can just coast in. I don't know how well this thing coasts, or how far it's going to coast, but hopefully it coasts. It might coast long enough. It definitely does coast very well. Now, have I done this too far, too close? Neither. Yeah, I think this is going to be just right here. I think this is going to be just right. We'll start putting some brakes on. Put some more brakes on. More brakes, less brakes. So I'm going to line up the second car. So I'm on the brakes now. Perfect. Hit the cranes. Turn the cranes on. Cranes will load up Montezuma. Swing the logs around. 3 logs on the first car. 3 logs on the second car. And then we just want to do this twice more after this. Load up all the cars. 6 logs each. 6 times 6. We have 36 logs. Don't remember how much they sell for. I think it's something like 10. So I only have like 300 quid from this. But 300 quid still more than we had before. That's 300 quid more than we had before. We had 2 grand to begin with, but we spent that on train cars. Because why wouldn't we? We need train cars. We're a train company. I think that's be about right. Might be a little far forwards, but it's alright. Montezuma's brakes could do with a checkup. Well, it's just part of Montezuma. Brakes, I think, are the one thing that's a bit of a weakness for it. Anyways, pick up some more logs. Go hop back in the cab. Take the brakes off, get ready to move once these last 2 sets of logs have been loaded. There you go. Come on, zoom up. Come on, go. Don't want to get going too fast, we're going to be able to stop where we want to. We're looking to line up with a think about that patch there. So I think break about now should get us lined up-ish. Look at that. It's like bang on. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Take the brakes off. I'm going to get ready for those last 2 logs to be loaded. And then we will run all of this all the way back to the freight depot. Will take us a good minute because Montezuma's got to find some power. While we're here, we're going to fuel the fire a little bit. Take some fire off the wood, off the stack. Throw it in the firebox. There you go, nice 100% fire. Nice full fire. Getting some speed up. Not leaving anything behind, no we're not. Which is lined up for us. Nice 70-meter curve here. I think the 70 is about the smallest you want to go for something like this. For a freight yard, I think you can do 50, maybe 40, because you're going slow. But for something like this, where I want to be going as fast as I can, I think 70 for something like Montezuma is just fine. Might be able to widen it a little bit, maybe 80, maybe 90 at a push with this over here. I don't know how well this area of terrain is going to work. But if I wanted to increase the speeds through here, maybe an 80 or a 90 meter corner would be better. Once we get bigger locos as well. Get some nice big 484s, 482s. Or the 2662, the twin axle thing. I do not remember what they're called for the slightest. But they're like twin axle, they have 2 sets of... You'd have like the front set of wheels can turn on a bogie, and the rear set can turn on a bogie. Then you have the front, and you have the guide wheels and the trailing wheels. I think that's what they're called. Guide and trailing? We don't have any trailing here. I think that's what they're called though, guide and trailing. Not entirely versed on my wealth of knowledge on the railroad. More just enjoy playing train games. I enjoy seeing all the little details on moving parts, like the spinning road wheels, the little nuts and bolts everywhere. How much control you have in the cab. You've got the brake, the reverser, the fuel, the fire. I believe here are your cylinder cocks over here. No, they're down here. Which would pump out excess pressure if you had any. I don't know what that does. And all your little handbrakes and things, all very like, niche details. Either way, we are soldering on currently. See if we can back the regulator up a little bit. Maybe gain some more speed. 60%? No, I think we're gonna have to sit at 100 here. I think we've got too much weight on board for Montezuma to be able to go faster. We're gonna be sitting at a nice like 17-ish miles an hour. But that's just fine. Listen to Montezuma chugging along. Nice and close to that tree. We are running very, what's the word? Very smoky here. Very rich. Not getting very good burn. That's black smoke. But the logs behind me are not enjoying that. Just get covered in soot. Oh, that's fancy. If I look up, if I look at the right angle, I don't see any smoke. Smoke, no smoke. Smoke, no smoke. Smoke, no smoke. Should be picking up speed a little bit here. I'm downhill now. That rock should be fine. You probably want to come back and clear it at some point though. Because that is a little bit close to the tracks. New glass though. Powering into the station. Double check. How long have I been recording for? Ooh, about half an hour-ish, I think. I think this episode's about half hour at this point. Might have to check OBS in a second. We're going to bring this to a halt around here. We're just going to slam the brakes on. You know, we'll chuck the tender brake on as well. Tender brake seems to be pretty effective. Now I can check OBS real quick. See how long have we been recording for? Recording for an hour. Never mind. You know, I think we will leave this episode here. Let me know down below if you'd like to see another episode, where our next episode will probably be getting these logs to be sold. So building a nice little train bridge thing so we can turn around. And after that, if we have time in the next episode, we'll probably look at expanding over to the sawmill, which is all over here. So we'd probably want to have some sort of branch come off of here, or we have a branch come off from somewhere down here and we run through this tunnel here, the double track tunnel. Not quite sure what we're going to do just yet. But either way, for now, that is all, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you'd like to see more, what you'd like to see next. Thank you all so much for watching. But for now, adios.